Hey, how's it going everybody? It's Nicholas here.
Hey guys, it's Vartan here.
And we're both local real estate agents in the greater Los Angeles area, and we're here to give you some of the best tips to sell your property going forward. So let's get into it. One of our biggest tips now is, why are you selling? Really understand the reasons you're going to put your home on the market, go through the stress of the selling process, and relocate to your new property or your new home. Really dig deep and ask yourself these questions. Do we need to sell? Is it a good time for us to sell? If we sell, where are we going? Is it a money issue? You really have to ask all these questions, discuss with your family members, because the last thing you want to do is go on the market, get all these offers, and not know where you're going. That is the worst position to put yourself into. So you really got to ask, why are you selling?
After you find out why you want to sell, one of the first things you should start doing is preparing your house to be listed and go on the market. So what does that really mean? So first things first, decluttering the home and making sure any unnecessary items are cleaned and taken out. If you have personal pictures of you and your family on the walls, or just pictures in general, you should maybe clear those out as well. And any repairs that you haven't made and you've kind of pushed away on the side, you should start taking care of that. So if you nailed some walls and need to patch it up and paint over it, you should do that. If you have any major issues like the leaks roofing, then you should definitely have somebody come out and check it and make sure there's no fundamental issues with the house. So make sure that the home is in top shape before you sell.
Now, after the home has been prepared and ready for market, the next step is to take professional photos. So you would either hire a professional photographer yourself, or most likely your agent would take care of this. And you just want to make sure that you have really high quality images of the property. And most properties these days, just standard cell phone photos will not cut it. You really need a higher end photography service to take photographs of the home, as well as probably some aerial photography to really wow the buyers, because homes are seen and sold online these days. That's on Facebook, Zillow, all these fancy realtor websites. You really need to make sure that your home presents well online, and professional photography is going to do that for you. So make sure you get professional photos. Okay, now you're ready for market. Now the most important thing when going on market, besides cleaning and prepping the house, is making sure you set the right price. You do not want to list too high where the property just sits on the market for a long time. You want to make sure you set it correctly so that way you get the activity that you need.
Yeah, so you might be asking, how do I come up with that price point? And one of the things that your agent should be able to help you with is coming up and determining that price point. So every market's different, and especially local markets, they each kind of have their own market activity, the number of homes that are listed to the number of homes that sold. And so kind of the basic thing that you as a seller want to do is kind of look in your local market, or even kind of dig down into your neighborhood and see what houses have sold, and kind of figure out, okay, well, that house is 3,000 square feet. It has 3 bedrooms, 4 bathrooms, and a pool, and it's updated, and it sold for $2 million. That should kind of give you a perspective as to what your house is worth. If, let's say, your house is with a similar bedroom count, similar floor plan, similar layout, similar size, and if it also has a pool, then you should be most likely around that price point too. But obviously there's other specific things that you need to look out for too, like if your home has certain issues that need to be fixed and all of that. But that should give you a good baseline as to what your home is worth. So if you decide to list your house and list it for a lot more than that other house that sold, then you might have a harder time selling, because buyers will already know that your house isn't really worth that much, so they would move on to the next one.
Yeah, so just make sure you guys dial it in and that you price accordingly, so that way you guys get the best results. So after you guys have prepared the home and gotten it ready for sale and priced it correctly, now hopefully you're on market and you're very close to closing on the transaction and finally selling the property. But now the big question is, what do you do with the proceeds? Did you have a plan in place? This kind of really goes back to where we're talking about, why are you selling in the first place? you really have to figure out what you're going to do with the money after the sale closes. Now, the big tip here is to talk to your financial advisors, your accountants, anybody that controls and helps you manage your money. You really got to involve them in this process so that way they can help you plan accordingly and make sure that you take advantage of any tax savings and exemptions so that way you guys are protecting your money in the best possible way. You don't want to make the wrong decision, and so planning is really important in this phase of the process.
Yeah, and at the end of the day, guys, your house is most likely one of your biggest financial assets that you own. So it's very important to have that money or the proceeds that are left to be invested in a positive way so that you and your family can keep enjoying that money and invest it in your future.
So again, plan as much as possible because before you know it, the process goes by very quickly. All right, guys, those were our best tips. Now, if you guys have any questions, feel free to contact us directly or go ahead and leave a comment below and we'll make sure we get back to you. All right, thank you so much.
Thanks again.